Hey guys, I just wanted to cut a little video here reviewing the quick perfect tension chain motor mount for L206. I've run a whole lot of stuff throughout the years, been karting for about 12 years, run 2-cycle, 4-cycle, European chassis, American chassis, everything like that. One of the things that's always bothered me is that every time I tighten my engine down, after adjusting the chain, I just know that I'm squeezing that frame down and making that chain or the frame a little bit more oval each and every time. Plus the up and down and guesswork and everything like that just drove me nuts. So I want to just do a quick review here of the quick perfect tension motor mount, which actually really does a lot of what it says. I couldn't be more happy with it. It's just been great. So one of the things I really love about this kit was that it came disassembled, actually, and I think that that was by design so that I would learn how the motor mount really worked as I was putting it together, which was perfect. As you'll see, there's a thread that goes down the middle of the motor mount on the slide where it goes back and forth, and that's very similar to how like a European chassis or a metric chassis has a gusset that has a threaded insert for a bolt to push the engine back and forth. So it works the same way, but not only pushing the engine, it actually pulls it back too, so you can adjust the tension. And it was just really awesome. The other thing that I love about it is that it allowed a really far offset. This system is running or this cart right here is running an offset outboard clutch on a European chassis or metric chassis. So it's like the worst of both worlds here. I've got fixed seat rail mounts, and I don't have a whole lot of room, but I got to get this engine way over, and I'm just so comfortable and happy with how this thing moved over. It actually went a little bit farther than my my Burris motor mount, which I had on here before, but like I said, it's just really awesome, rock solid engine. I'll take you a little bit deeper into the motor mount here right now. Okay, so what you got down here, you're looking at the back end of the motor mount here. It's billet. It's really awesome. It sits great between these frame rails, and it's flexible both for metric and for American chassis. This is a metric chassis, and it had a little bit more room, but the way that it enters or anchors itself and centers is just perfect. So I've got a hose clamp down here on my frame rail, which is something that I'm in the habit of always doing. But in this case, what it does is it just tells me where this motor mount is going to be located all the time. Because the base is not moving, the top part, the top plate, which is carrying the engine, is actually moving. And you got a nut back here, which is either 14 millimeters or 9/16. And to adjust this, all you do is you grab a wrench and you turn that back and forth to get the chain tension that you want. Okay, so here's the front view of this motor mount. This thing is really sweet. One of the things I really like is that it actually holds the engine down closer to the frame than my Burris mount, probably by maybe 3/8 or 1/4 of an inch at least down here. So lower center of gravity is always a good thing. One thing that you kind of give up though when this goes so low is you give up the ability to have one of those plastic oil drain trays. I have that, or used to have that on my Burris. Can't do that right now because the clearance just is so low. So I'm hoping for an upgrade at some point here that they allow some kind of tray or catch for oil, because we do change the oil quite a bit and it comes out the front. So that's just one thing that I'd like to see maybe improve down the road. Okay, so a couple things I really like about this quick perfect tension motor mount is that there's no more crimping on the frames. I actually think that when you crimp it back and forth in the same spot, it actually creates a depression, which the engine kind of creeps into when you're doing when you're setting your chain tension. You don't have any more of that. I also really like the fact that I'm not going up and down by coming down here and guessing, tightening up the chain or the engine mount, coming back up here, feeling the chain. No more of that. I'm just going to be able to do everything from the top and get that chain tension just right. There's no more guesswork. How frustrating is that when you have to do something 3 or 4 times, getting called to the grid, and the chain tension is pretty important. No more of that guesswork. And I think the fourth thing that I really like about this thing is I believe that because it is so easy just to detach the bottom of the motor mount from the frame and then drop it right back into the same spot, again, thanks to my hose clamp down there. I'm probably going to be servicing my clutch more because I can just back this engine off, drop it over to the side, undo the clutch, service the clutch, throw it back on, and you know, with absolutely no hassle. So probably going to be doing a little bit more servicing on the engine going forward. I'm definitely going to be putting this motor mount on all my other carts. Have a good one.